that was a bad game. And you know what? Originally, I was going to steal my channel back in this episode of review, but that would require a happy ending. And I'm honestly just not in the mood for a happy ending right now. I was going to sit here and rage for a while and say some pretty bad things, but seeing that I want to work at Gillette Stadium for the Revs, maybe the Patriots, I think it might be best if I avoid overdoing the trash talk online. Just in case anyone there ever sees this. But what I will say is, it was just a bad game. And the fact that even the commentators early in the second half were saying that Bill Belichick should put Stidham in over Cam, that should say a lot right there. So I'm giving the offense an F, defense an F, because they forced, 2 punts the entire game? Otherwise Buffalo just marched down the field all they wanted. Josh Allen barely missed any of his throws. And honestly, I don't see things getting much better. I want to be more positive, but with the way things are looking, I mean, I won't go too into detail about it, but for starters, with the quarterback situation, Bill Belichick drafted a quarterback last year, Jarrett Stidham. Praised him all off season. Praised him during the 2019 season. Praised him all last spring during the off season when we thought he'd be the starter. The whole team praised him all off season. And then for Belichick to sign Cam, which seemed like a great move at the time, but then to get so hell-bent on Cam Newton that he just completely forgets, or at least he acts like he forgets that Jarrett Stidham even exists. That young quarterback that you've been praising for a year and a half now. And you act like he's not even there. Except for garbage time. If you really think that that's what Jarrett Stidham is a garbage time quarterback, then why did you draft him last year? And why did you praise him so much if you're not even going to give him a chance when the quarterback that you did sign, when Cam Newton clearly does not fit this system? I love Cam as a person, and I'm sure he's a great locker room presence, but on the field, he's just not being used right. His strengths are in his legs. He's not typically the quarterback who's going to stand in the pocket and throw it. But that's what Belichick is making him do. That's what McDaniels is making him do. Whoever is in charge of that. And you refuse to acknowledge when Cam is not playing like a number one quarterback. This is a very unpopular opinion, but honestly, I don't think Bill Belichick is the right person for this team anymore. I honestly hope he leaves this offseason, whether that's by his own choice or Robert Kraft fires him. Alright, he's a terrible GM. I'll admit, he's a great coach, and I respect everything he's done the last 20 years for this team as a coach, but as a GM, I just can't accept what he's doing as a GM anymore. I can't pretend that it's going to be okay for him to just shop at the discount section for offensive weapons. Build the defense nice and good, but then just shop for discount receivers in free agency. Trade away our first round picks for scrap or later picks that you're going to use to draft players no one's heard of, when there's players far better than them sitting right there waiting to be drafted. And if there was a world where Belichick would step down as GM but still coach, I'd be okay with that. But I don't see that happening. The only way I see Belichick stepping down as GM is if he leaves the organization altogether. Because there's no way he's going to give up that GM power and just coach and have to answer to somebody else. Not after the last 2 decades of getting the say in everything. Which honestly is why I feel like Brady left. Because it's been said that Brady left because Belichick wouldn't give him a say in the offensive weapons at all. Brady didn't like the ones he had, not named Julian Edelman, and with Gronk gone, that only left Julian Edelman. And Belichick just said, "Sorry, John, this is what you're getting. Deal with it." And now look, he's got more receivers, tight ends, and all-pro level running backs. Okay, that last part's a little questionable maybe. But still, he has more offensive weapons than he knows what to do with. And sure, he didn't win the division, the NFC South, but that's going up against the Saints, who have been kind of owning that division for a while. While we're sitting at 6-9 as of now, with probably the 14th overall pick, 14th or 15th, I'm not sure exactly which one. Anyway, this is going to turn more into a rant than a review. But trust me, if I had done this about an hour and a half ago, I would be seriously pissed off and just raging right now. But I forgot I was in the middle of something. But I will say, though, that I can draft much better than Bill Belichick. And here's my proof. Anyway, let's hope I'm wrong about Belichick. Let's hope things do turn out better next year. Hopefully.